feeling cleaner than I ever would be. It's cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real, just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fact that I'm real, just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so DebNair, so DebNair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dawg. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think you would.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode of Fresh Off the Press, where we are doing crazy news stories that I have seen on the news that I want to talk to y'all about. Because there's some things that's going on that I just want to see what you guys think about these stories that I found this week. Before we do all that, make sure you guys take care of the business of this channel. Like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section below. Keep me in the algorithm. And while we play the intro, make sure you guys just say something in the comment section. Keep me in the algorithm. Turn on notifications. Make sure to turn them on all so we get notified every time I go live. Comment in the chat if you are here. And I think that's everything. So let's go ahead and play the intro, and let's get started, y'all. Let's go.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so DebNair, so DebNair. I'm so DebNair, so DebNair. I'm so DebNair, so DebNair. I'm so DebNair, so DebNair.
All right, y'all, and I am back again. First, I want to say what's up to Aquarius MC. What's going on? Make sure you guys hit that like button in advance. And thank you in advance. Thank you for that. What's going on? Learning to love myself. Justin, what's going on? What's going on? Low Key Lounge, Attitude Queen B, Roxanne, and J Love. What's going on? What is going on? Everyone that's here. As you guys know, I'm trying to build up my algorithm again. So all those things that I asked you guys to do, please do those things. And also make sure, guys, my goal again for my videos are 100 likes. So let's get there as well. So there's some videos I've seen online today. I want to talk about them with you guys to see what you guys think about these things. The first one is let's talk about breakups. You know, in the chat, what is the craziest thing you have done during a breakup? You know, when you move them out, or what's the craziest thing you feel like you have done? How should you handle a breakup? Because the people on the internet are wilding out, and I want to show you guys a video, but I want to know what you guys, what would you do? You know, going through a breakup, I would love to know that. Because this, what I'm about to show y'all, is crazy as hell. And so I want to know what you guys have done. I don't think I've done anything crazy. Well, I have done some crazy things after the breakup. But I think one thing I did do was, like, you know, inbox some of my ex's new boyfriends or whatever, but that was it. I said some crazy things that I can't repeat. But that's pretty much it. But during the midst of the breakup, what have you guys done in the chat? While you guys are doing it, let's go ahead and play the video of the first clip that we have here. She was really trying to kill this man. And he don't really care. Look at this. I mean, she's tearing up her own shit. Look at her car. Look at her car. She might as well have just fought the man instead of doing all this. She might as well have fought this man because I mean, at this point, I mean, you done messed up your whole car. You have literally like tried to murder this man. It's on video, and I don't know if she knew that this was on video. She could have fought him before all this, before messing up her own damn car. Like I don't understand. And look at the lady that she coming on the porch. These people out here are on the street, and I want to rewind it back in a minute because look at this man over here in his white car. Hold on, he's pulling off now. I'm gonna go back a little bit more. Look at him, the man in the white car. He just walked to his car like this is not even happening. He's like, listen, let me move my car because I don't know what y'all got going on, but this ain't it. So, I think he was just happy that his car wasn't affected. I mean, she made sure she didn't hit anybody else's car besides whoever's house. I mean, anybody's property besides whoever house that was. But she tore up her own damn car for this. And to me, I'm just like, I couldn't do this. This is something I will not do. So let's read what you guys said. Roxanne said, I play it smooth and quiet, and then I'm gone. Okay. And that's what I would do. Take some me time to reflect on things and make sure it was the right thing. Okay. I can see that. Yes. Yes. Oh, she wanted to fight him. She wanted to kill him. She didn't want to fight him. She wanted to kill him. J Love 97 said, can't anyone make you mad enough to mess up your own? That's what I'm saying. Like, this is off the wall. And I would never. I'm sorry. What's going on, lovable Lee? Good afternoon, SoDebNair. And Lindsay D said, this is crazy. Y'all, I've never been in a space with someone where I would just do some crazy shit like this. This is too much. I'm not about to tear up my own stuff to try to kill you, get revenge on you. And before this, I don't know why I didn't play it, but before this, she dropped him off here. So I'm assuming he lived at this house. And he was getting his stuff out the trunk. And then that's when she started trying to hit him with the car. So he wasn't saying anything to her. So I think that her plan was, while he was getting his stuff out the trunk, she's going to back up and hit him. But he moved out the way. Depends on what he did. I mean, are you going to get to the point where you're going to try to run him over with your car, though? Yes, this is crazy. It's crazy. I don't think I could get to this point. Like, I mean, my life is way too more valuable than this. Yeah, you got that right. Exactly. Like, you can't get me to this point. I mean, you would have to like do some stuff like mess with my children, you know, in the R word way or something like that. Like, I mean, I might be in that way on this way, but this is too much. Like, let the police handle this. She's literally trying to run this man over. And I don't know, like this is a cat. This man has 27,009 lives because y'all see his stuff is in the street right here. This is what he was getting out of the trunk before she tried to hit him the first, back up on him. And he moved out the way. Then she gets back in the car and he happy like, oh, you try to get me, you try to get me. She's backing up. She almost hit that truck right there. She's backing it on up all over his stuff right here. She's in her head. She's thinking, I'm about to hit your ass again. Then he started hitting on the car because he's like, yeah, you almost got me. You could have got me. You ain't get me. You ain't get me. Then he walks back, turns his back on her, and she goes, boom. It's the house again. I'm like, what in the hell did he do? What did he do? And she's getting in and out of this car. Y'all, I cannot be in this kind of space. I can't be in this kind of space. Again, depends on what he did to me. Okay, okay. What's going on, Cindy City from NOLA? Hey, lovely Lisa. So, Deb, how are you guys doing today? I'm doing great. What's this about? There's no, I didn't see a backstory. This is on Twitter, but I'm like, wait a minute now. This is too much. I'm sorry. This is too much. I wouldn't have missed though. Mm. I mean, if I'm going for you, you probably right attitude. I probably wouldn't miss either. Uh, yes. She could end up hurting herself, and she's gonna go to jail. Like you wasted your whole life on some man who, well, I don't know what happened, but she wasted her whole life on this, and I don't know if I would risk my whole life for this. That's the space that you get in when you see red. You see red, and you can't control it. I understand that part. It's giving waiting to exhale. I value freedom in no way. Exactly. That's me too. I'm gonna think about my freedom first. Whatever he did, I'm going to figure that out afterwards. I cannot jeopardize my own damn freedom for this. So, I mean, the man and she never hit him. So it looks like she was trying to, for real. Like, I don't think she was trying to miss him. So I don't know what's going on here, but I would love to know the backstory because this is a mess. What's going on, Miss Robin? This is a mess, and I don't know. I don't know if I would be. I don't know if you can make me this mad. Like I said, unless you like did something to my children, you might have had to like end one of my family members' lives, something. But this ain't it. I broke up with somebody because they got jumped by some crackheads. I didn't see it, but I felt embarrassed. Oh my god! Would you try to run them over? And Joshua, this is what I was thinking. He was probably just cheating, and this is not worth that. That's all I was thinking. Was he probably just cheated on her? Now she has a car. Now she has car damage and property damage. Yes, and her insurance is not covering that. Her insurance is not covering that. Hopefully, he has renter's insurance or home insurance so that can get fixed for him. But absolutely not. Perhaps he's been asking for silver bracelets. She will get them. She's definitely getting those. I mean, this is on video. Like it's over for her. So I don't know what was going on here because there was no backstory when I seen it. But I'm like, well, what is the crazy stories that you guys have done? I haven't done anything like as a, well, I did. I think me and one of my friends, we rode around the city one time looking for my ex-husband one time because he didn't come home at night. But I wasn't trying to kill him though. So this is a no. Please let's not do this, y'all. And let's pull up. I didn't mean to pull this back up. What's going on, the Vegas girl? Let's pull up let's take this one off. It could be a Martell Holt story. Now, I don't watch that show, so it could have been from what I've heard. All right, so let's pull up the next one. Now, have you guys been to jury duty before you pull it up? And how do you guys feel about that? I never wanted to go to jury duty. It's not my thing. Luckily, I've been able to get out of it every single time that I've been asked to go. But I've seen a TikTok video about it from a guy who did not want to go, and he has some really valid points. So have you guys had to go to jury duty? How do you feel about having to go? What do you guys think about this? Nope, never went to jury duty. They luckily thought that I don't. Oh yeah, that you don't fit same here. I'm like, I agree with everything the person that said. I'm sorry. I don't want to go. I don't want to make the decision on somebody's fate. I don't care if it was just for like a day in jail, a month in jail, a week in jail, whatever. I don't care. I don't want to be involved in it. And so while you guys are, thinking of what you would do, or do you want to go to jury duty or anything like that, let me know. Let's pull this video up. Here we go.
Duty? I'm not going. That sounds stupid. So you're telling me there's a guy who did a crime, and you need me to show up so you can convince me whether or not he did it? I didn't go to law school. Who gives a what I think? Like, a jury of my peers are dumb as dude. I'm just confused because, like, why isn't it a job? Like, why is jury duty a thing? Why don't you just hire jury people full time and have them clock it and make them go to law school for it? Why can't you just get like an associate's degree in jury tutoring? Like, why do we have to grab randos off the street? NPCs. Why do I have to convince a Lifetime Fitness front desk employee, an Arby's shift lead, and a librarian that I'm not guilty for murder?
And I'm feeling this guy right here, y'all, because honestly, this should be a damn job. I don't think that they should be making like random people come in and decide on somebody's fate. And I've always felt this way. I was so happy when I seen this today because I'm like, this actually is how I always felt. Like this should be a job for somebody else. Don't be bringing random people in to come up in here to do that, because what if I have a personal issue that I didn't tell you about? Or what if this sparked something in me that I personally knew about in my life at some time? I know they ask those questions before you go. But I'm not about to sit up in here to judge nobody's life. And then I feel, and then later on it comes out to be, yo, this wasn't even real. Look at the Central Park 5. Like, I'm not want to go to jury duty. I'm not doing that. And I think that it's stupid and it's sick that they ask civilians or, us to do this job. Put my family members up there if you want to do that. Don't put, random people up there. I'm not doing that. Lindsay said, okay. It's kind of interesting depending in the case. When I went, we found the man guilty, and I didn't want to do that part, and he still was staring at all of us. LOL. Yes, tell them. Listen, what's going on, Nola? It's supposed to be people of your peers, but we know that's not what they do. Exactly. That's what bothered me too, Lindsay D. Sometimes being in a courtroom is exciting. It could be exciting, but I don't want, because you're excited about it, I don't want you, if I'm going to the damn court, I don't want you coming into court because it's exciting for you to judge my damn case. Like, I need people who study these type of things. It's like the lawyers and the judge and the people that are in law enforcement have to study these things, because I don't want to judge regular people on the streets because I don't know what the hell happened. And I might have had a bad day. I could have this could be a mothers with drunk driving situation. My kid could die from that during the damn trial. I could change my whole damn stance. So I don't think that I hate jury duty. I'm going to play it one more time for people who just.
So I got jury duty. I'm not going. That sounds stupid. So you're telling me there's a guy who did a crime, and you need me to show up so you can convince me whether or not he did it? I didn't go to law school. Who gives a what I think? Like, a jury of my peers are dumb as dude. I'm just confused because, like, why isn't it a job? Like, why is jury duty a thing? Why don't you just hire jury people full time and have them clock it and make them go to law school for it? Why can't you just get like an associate's degree in jury tutoring? Like, why do we have to grab randos off the street? NPCs. Why do I have to convince a Lifetime Fitness front desk employee, an Arby's shift lead, and a librarian that I'm not guilty for murder?
I'm agreeing with him, y'all. Learning to love myself said that's why you listen to the evidence presented from both sides. I still think that, the both sides have convincing arguments though sometimes, and the fact that we've seen that Central Park 5 go to jail, they had a jury and they still with the jail, none of them even did it. So it doesn't really make any sense, but they want us to do it so they can blame it on us. I don't think this is good. I don't think this is a good idea. If he doesn't show up for jury duty, they can lock him up. I know they can. I know that part. That's why you go in there and you lie and you say, well, whatever they're talking about. Oh, yes, I've been through all this stuff. I made sure I didn't have to go. The crazy thing is, I saw his girlfriend who had to testify at my local Dollar Tree. She was also a part of the reason he was found guilty. Ooh. Depends on what the case is. Might go to jury duty, but they don't pay enough to go to jury. Exactly. They don't even pay you enough. They don't even pay you enough. 1,000%. Sin City from NOLA said. What's going on? Just simply. And what's going on? NOLA reads. So I thought this was very interesting because I have always, like, and I've always said, I never felt like, we should go to jury. We have to judge anybody's cases as a, person, unless you for a fact know that this person is not going to be judgmental. Like, it's going to be a fair thing. And I remember when I think they did this on Living Single, where Regine was it Regine? I think it was Regine who went to jury duty, and she kept trying to tell them that lady. No, it was the Parkers. Monique went to jury duty, and she kept trying to tell them that lady was crazy, and she ended up being crazy anyway. And I know it was a show, y'all, but the girl and the lady ended up being crazy, but they didn't think that she had did it. And the lady had all her boyfriends had died. Ms. Robinson said, I've been called and got out of it every time. I agree it should not be our responsibility. Each time I was called, I would say something to make them excuse me. Okay, because I'm not there for that. I don't make the judgment for my damn own personal life. I can't make the judgment for somebody else, especially when their life is involved. The best jury duty was on Martin. I remember what happened on Martin. I have to look at that one later. But I wanted to ask y'all that because I'm like, this boy made a lot of good sense. Don't nobody want to go to jury duty, especially when you have a job, because your job really been trying to let you off of work, and then they don't pay you, but you get paid at work. It's a mess. Don't nobody want to go. So let's pull up the next one. Which one I want to pull up? Oh, this one will be good. I know this one good.
Student.
All right, so this one, now y'all know I'm a school teacher. What's going on, Faith? Now y'all know I'm a school teacher, and I've told y'all many of stories about these kids at this school. And so, y'all, these kids say anything to you. And in this instance that I'm about to show you guys, I'm assuming that this little girl got into this head. And to me, I feel like when it first started, he was going down the right path. But then when it ended, it was like, oh, shit, he shouldn't have said that. But I also get it. Because these kids, sometimes they do get to you. And I've been there with the situations at the school that I work at where teachers have been suspended. I've seen teachers disrespect these teachers. So let's watch this clip. And then I want to know, for the parents that are in here, or if you are watching and you have an advice, or what you do. And what's going on, Sassy Peach? Let's watch this.
Students were arguing at my school today, and he said this.
I'm talking to your ass. That's who I'm talking to. Nah, you know me. You know me, and you know I ain't for the games. Stop talking to me, Dayana. Call your daddy then. Tell your daddy come up here and talk to me then.
Now, in this instance, I thought he was right. Besides cussing at her, he was right. Listen, Jayana, stop talking to me. Call your daddy to come up here and talk to me. But then it gets worse.
You stop talking to me. No, I'm telling you, stop talking to me. Tell your daddy to come talk to me.
Now, he just said 3 times, stop talking to me. 2 times, tell your daddy to come talk to me. So this man is very adamant about the daddy to come talk to him. So let's keep going.
Tell your daddy to come talk to me. Nah.
Now, if y'all don't know what she just said, she said, my daddy is dead.
Go dig him up and tell him to come talk to me.
And he said, go dig him up and tell him come talk to me. Now, y'all, yikes. Here's what I jumped in. Okay. I'm just going through y'all's comments real quick. He would have got hands and feet laid upon him. So yeah, you know, I would have just walked off. Too darn far. That's found. Okay. So, I have a horrible sense of humor, y'all, so forgive me for laughing. First of all, that man said, call your daddy to come talk to me too many times for her to say at the end of that her daddy was dead. And those kids be lying about stuff like that. I'm just trying to tell y'all, I'm just telling you what I know. Now, if her dad is dead, he went way too far. But I feel like she threw that out as like the punchline, honestly. That's how I personally felt. What's going on for what is it that? Wow, this what we doing? We would have got jumped. He would have got jumped like a trampoline. I think. Okay, so this is what my opinion is, and now it's not right. It's not right. But I think that by the time she got to my daddy is dead, he was already on 1,000 because what she was saying to him prior to this video starting was probably 10 times probably way too much. He said, you already know who I am. Stop talking to me. 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 Call your dad. Call your dad. Call your dad. Call your dad. At the end of it, she said that. I think that he probably felt bad after that, after he said that when he watched it back. But I don't know. I don't know, y'all. If any of my kids came back with what he said to school, we'll need to call the police on me. Now they will try you, but still, it's a bit too far. Who daddy did? I had to answer a call. They go, people want me to work at work. The little girl that he was arguing with. How you let a child get you to listen? I'm trying to tell you, it's possible. The student's father he is arguing with. Yes. I've seen a lot in the comment section where people are like, how could you let them get you there? But I've also seen a lot of teachers in the comment section saying, y'all don't understand how these kids are right now. And I'm like, when I watched it, I was still giving him the benefit of the doubt. They will take you there. They will. Because I know, and I told you guys this, there was a boy at my school who called the teacher at F&B. And she literally said, you're not going to call me F&B. And they suspended her from school. So teachers right now feel like they don't have any rights. There's no control over the kids. They have no help with trying to control them or stop them from doing stuff, whatever this little girl was doing. Clearly, he was upset with whatever she was doing. He was like, you already know who I am. Don't come to me like this. And she kept going and going and going. And I think all he was saying was like, call your dad up here. Call your dad up here. Call your dad. And when she hit him with that, it was too late. I'm pretty sure he got suspended, maybe fired. But these kids will drive you to say some things or set you up for something like this. And as an adult, yes, you should be able to bring it down some. But y'all understand what these kids be saying to y'all right now. I'm telling you. I'm not going to implicate myself. Right. I I think he tried not to though. Catch him in the parking lot, period. And I only sub at elementary schools. I would be in prison if I was. I wouldn't listen. That's why I said keep me at no farther than the third grade, no farther. Man, these kids they are beyond savage. I'm gonna play it for y'all one more time for people who are just now joining so you hear the whole thing.
And a student were arguing at my school today, and he said this.
I'm talking to your ass. That's who I'm talking to. Nah, you know me. You know me and you know I ain't for the games. Stop talking to me, Gayana. Call your daddy then. Tell your daddy come up here and talk to me then. You, stop talking to me. No, I'm telling you, stop talking to me. Tell your daddy to come talk to me. Tell your daddy to come talk to me. Nah, go dig him up and tell him to come talk to me.
Now, I thought that she was thinking that he was going to like stop, but then I think he was already way too invested in this conversation and this argument, and so he just dropped that bomb. Joshua, the kids speculate some things because one of the little boys tried to hook me up with another guy at the school. So there's some kids who will just think that I am, and they ask questions, but they don't really be. I never said that. Yes, I'm in elementary school. These children nowadays are something. Yes, they are. There's something else. What's going on, Mary? She said it's sad. It said he tried. The school in our area are so desperate for teachers till it's sad. What didn't retire this year just quit, and this is some of the reasons why. Yes, it is, because you heard this kid, and the thing is that people want the teachers to have all these restrictions and all this patience. But I think growing up, like I would never do this. My mom would come in and murder me in front of the damn school. So it just would never happen. But the kids now, they have no filters. The little girl in my school, like I said, I work with my kids, so they loved me. The little girl, but she was like, "Oh my God, you do too much." That was her thing. You do too much. Oh, you want to be a teacher so bad. What else did she say to me? The one little boy, he was smoking hookah in my classroom, and I'm like, "Put it up." He was like, "Man, you ain't SHIT." Like, they will cuss you out because they doing wrong. They don't give a damn. So I could see why this escalated. And unless you're there and you have like these type of kids, it's hard. Especially if you're like, we have a kid in one of my classes from last year. He taunts you every day, and like he goes for the teachers, and then after he causes commotion with you, then he messes with the kids in the classroom. So I mean, what he did was wrong, but I do understand it. And I feel like this should show that we need more help in the school systems. Again, there's a way to handle those kids, but not in front of everybody else. That's the only problem I have with him and him saying to tear your dad up. I understand. Listening teachers are tired. They're getting disrespected by students and the administration and the parents. Because I'm going to tell you this. The teacher in my classroom that I was working with last year, she got suspended for telling that boy that she can't call him an FMB. She came back 2 days later. We had field day. The mother came for a field day. The mother went and then lied and said that when she came to our classroom, that the main teacher slammed the door in her face and told her son he can't come in there. And I was there for that. And that never happened. So these are learned behaviors from these kids. At one of my schools, there was 40 teachers to 22 of them. 22 of them left at the end of the school year. Oh, none of them are coming back this year. I think all 3 of the second grade teachers at my school are gone. Can you still refer the student to the principal when they are? No, you can, but they're not going to do anything. And that's the thing. I have a boy that was in my classroom. He's like the Tasmanian devil. When he gets mad, he tears up. He breaks desks. He throws chairs. He beats up the kids. He will fight you. He will run around the hallways. He will kick everything. He will bang on every, like he really has a lot going on. And you report him to the school. His mother withdrew him from the school because it was too much. The principal called to talk his mom into bringing him back. So in front the school of everyone to see, my mother would have made me an example to the other children. My mom did that. The parents don't give a damn. They don't. And if he didn't say anything, he could have become vulnerable to be jumped or worse after school. And the other thing is, had he not said anything, they would have continued that behavior with him. And that's the thing, is like, if you don't say anything, now this, like I said, what he said was extreme. But if you don't create some kind of dominance, they'll feel like they can do this every day. And they'll be like, remember when I said all this stuff to you and you just walked on by? They will continue this behavior. And you can't be like, oh, go to the principal, because the principal is not going to do anything. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't play with kids either. I will custom loco out, but there's a way to do it. Oh, wait, I don't know. Do that again for me, Institute. Yeah, it's very true. Like, I've seen it with my own eyes. Parents don't know how to parent, and they come to school with the same energy and minds and knew better. And you have to also realize this too. So my kids were in kindergarten. They were out of school for 2 years because of COVID. So we have second graders with the mind frame of second graders, because at home you don't have that structure. A lot of them have that structure at home. And when the school gives proof that the kids need help, the parents said, no, they don't. That's very true. That is so true. There are some that really need to get psychological help and possibly light medication, but many of those parents are in total denial. That's true too. That's true too. Oh yeah, I know you've been a teacher. Then there are some that are over medicated. Yeah. Nola said, mine know better. Mine know I better not get a phone call. Maybe y'all gonna see me on the news. And we did have a girl in our classroom who, when we called her parents, like, she changed her whole thing. And she was one of the ones I was like, man, I almost didn't want to go back. But whatever, when I talked to her mom, she came to school the next week with a brand new attitude. So some of them you can do that with, but some of them you cannot. That's how it is here. That's how it is here. And this is within the entire district. It's about 68 teachers retiring this year, and 42% of what was left quit. A lot of the teachers are quitting from, I've been to 3 schools last year. I would say about 75% of those teachers from each school are quitting. They need a Miss Violet White. She was a turn officer. Oh, well, we got an officer at our school too. He actually tries to help with the kids who do this, but man, he can't do anything either. He tries his hardest to. He can't do anything. Parents are the reason their children act the way that they do, so we have to be those parents and chastise those children when they are wrong. But the way the school system is set up now, you can't really chastise them. Most of those kids come from dysfunction, which is the usual story. And that's true. The one boy who called the teacher to F&B, his mom actually has a YouTube channel, and they actually watch it, and they're like, yo, we just got to stop. We can't really do anything with him because, I mean, look at his mom. Nola said, these kids do it because they know teachers are not supposed to say or hit them back, but I'll be damned. One of the reasons I left the school because I'm not about to play with them kids or they raggedy parents. And that's why a lot of the teachers are leaving, because they don't have suspension, in-school suspension. They barely suspend the kids. They don't really, like, there's no consequences anymore. So I just feel like maybe I understand the guy. Like I said, he went way too far at the end of it, but I think he was already gone by the time he said what he said. I don't think that he knew that girl's dad was dead, if her dad is dead. Sin City from Nola said, another reason I went to school in Nola, and she would just pop up at the school. You embarrass me in the streets, I'll embarrass you in the streets. None of that. Wait until we get home. And you know the crazy thing is that at my school, the parents weren't allowed to come downstairs with the kids. They let them come at the end of the year because the kids were so out of control. But they wanted the kids to learn how to respect, the teachers in the school building. So that was a policy, but it turned bad. Sesame said, we have behavioral specialists and security. A few of them are afraid of them and straighten up. But there are those that just stare them down. Yep. And they almost have to carry them out of the room. I have like 3 of those kids at my school. That's very true. They need to go back to the old days with suspension, detentions, and holding their parents accountable as well. They do. But until then, what do you want the teachers to do? Because right now it's like, listen, it's almost like, to me, it feels like the teachers are in jail. Like, let the kids talk to you how they're going to talk to you and just take it. And going through a whole school year, it don't work like that sometimes. All of the teachers I knew were in a profession because they love teaching. The kids these days are taking the love out of it for the teachers, and they are. Let me tell you, the teachers that I work with, the secondary teachers that I work with, they love teaching. And like I've been in the teachers' lounge when they're in there crying because they can't say nothing back. They don't know what to do. The parents ain't doing nothing. The school ain't doing nothing. They are literally in the teachers' lounge crying tears because they don't want to leave. They want to help the student, and there's no help with them. Like, they don't have any help. My teacher, the DebNair, she wrote the school board. She went over the principal's head and wrote the school board, and then she even got flack back from that. So it's you don't really have a lot of options. Let's see. If the parents are a hot mess, you can't expect the kids to be any different. But they need to keep their kids at home, though. They need to go back to school, to old school ways. They need detention, suspensions. I think I read this already. I got paddled in my elementary school. I never got paddled, but my mom can whoop me in front of my damn classroom. Well, she tried to, but my teacher wouldn't let her do it. So I kind of kept it cool for the most part until I got like middle school. Then I had a problem. I threw up the F word sometimes, but I still got in trouble. And like, it wasn't like no light trouble. Then what they need to do is snatch their low asses up in the corner and have a nice adult conversation in their ear. We do that, but it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. So, and I mean, all these are good like ideas, but it just doesn't happen. Like, none of this works, and because you don't have the help with the actual school and the parents, it doesn't work. Do you think striking for better treatment for administration would help? Maybe. I mean, but that also, I mean, teachers we only work for, those periods. We had the spring break, the summer break, the winter break, the fall break. So that's also takes you out of work and things like that. So, I mean, that's even a hard thing to do too, because you're docking your pay. I used to show up at my son's school unannounced and walk down the halls to see what he was doing. I did that with my nephew, actually, because my nephew was actually turning down at school. But and actually I caught him one time, and I was like, ooh, you in trouble. But a lot of parents, they have to work so much now, they can't have time to do that. And I think my mom and my dad do it, and that was my nephew as well. So but there's also parents who just don't care, that like the school is a babysitter for them. And that's what they send them there for, is to babysit them. So who knows? So let's move on to the next story, y'all. Let's see what I'm gonna pull up. Oh wait, y'all still commenting. You're there with them, little people. What can parents do to make your job easier? They could actually work with the kids when they get home. And because, I mean, when I got to the school last year, and I'll be very honest, when I got to the school last year, the first classroom I had, they were all failing. They were bombing. Like, I didn't think they were going to make it to the third grade. They had already had like 3 teachers. And when I got there, they were all like, well, we miss Miss, I forgot what her name is, their old teacher. This is the first teacher that they had. So from what I got is that they have tortured every other teacher they have had because the first teacher left. To me, the problem was that they lied to the kids and told them that the teacher left because the teacher's daughter had COVID. But the teacher left because she couldn't handle the kids. And so I'm like, listen, I'm a substitute, so I'm going to just break it down for them. She didn't leave because her daughter had COVID. She left because she couldn't control you. She couldn't teach y'all anything. She couldn't handle y'all because y'all don't know how to act. I had to, like literally these kids, once she cannot sit down, it's like, sit down. She'll sit down for 1, maybe the 5 seconds. She's up and running around again. One is cussing you out. One is tearing up the classroom. One is turning around. She can't stop talking to everybody else. She's like the controller of the classroom. So she's triggering the rest of the classroom to not pay attention to anything. Then when they start taking tests, they don't know anything. They can't do simple things that second graders should know how to do. So what should happen is like, to me, is when I was growing up, is that the parents have to be involved in the kids' education. And at least some of them, like it's like maybe 5% is involved in the kids' education. The rest of them is like, thank God these kids are back out of the house from COVID. And that's it. Mentioning elementary school makes me think of and this is another problem too, Joshua, because there's also kids that they're bullying the other kids. And a lot of my kids that like the ones that are nearest to me are getting bullied at school. And my one little guy, he came to me and he was like, I want to come in the classroom with you, but so-and-so doesn't like me. And I was like, well, what does that matter? Like, just come on in here. And he's like, he was afraid to go in there because, one, I think the girl liked him in kindergarten, but when she got to second grade, she didn't like him. And he told me, he said, because she likes the kids, she likes the boys who, he said the bad kids. And I was like, well, I mean, I could see that because that's what she hangs around. And he kind of started like acting out and turning out. I'm like, yo, don't do that. I'm like, you are way better than that. And I'm like, when you grow up, like this ain't gonna mean nothing to you in the second grade. Why? I don't even know why you even. This is the thing about who you like in second grade. But he really liked this little girl, and he was trying to impress her. And I'm like, this is not the way. And luckily, he listened to me because he's a really good student, and his grades started to go down because he wanted to impress her. And he thought because she liked the bad boys, that's what he should do. So there's so many conversations that should be had around this, but it always just kind of goes out to the teacher because the teacher gets out of hand. But I mean, I think if there's so many teachers that's getting out of pocket like this, maybe we need to go and reevaluate like what's really going on at the school system and why is there no help? Because the one guy who tore up my classroom, the last week of school, I thought I thought they had suspended him. They put him into the first grade for the last week of school, so he wouldn't be in our classroom because they wanted him to be able to color and stuff. Use exact same words. So Deb, you are experiencing the same things that I do. That exact same. Yeah. Can't wait for you to drop the link. Oh, I'll drop it for you now. Sin City, hold on. And for anybody else who want to come up and talk about this, because I really did want to kind of end it here. And well, I got something funny to play at the end, but I did want to end it like this was the main topic for me. It just gets to be really, really crazy at schools, and everybody has solutions who are not there. But in reality, those solutions don't work because every solution that you guys have given, we've already tried it. It don't work. And it's hard for the kids that it does. Well, I will say that it does work for some kids, but the ones that it don't work for, it just kind of takes you right back to the beginning. So I really did enjoy this conversation, though. I know I'm not, we're on summer break now, but I saw that. I was like, wow, that's crazy that that's going on. I'm like, I feel two different type of ways about it because again, that last comment was wrong, but I think that man, he was already way far too gone. I think that adults are so used to being respected from younger kids or kids, period, that it just gets to be awkward when it does come down to them actually getting into conversation like this. Hey, this was the main topic for me. Hey, Sensei.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on? I'm doing good. How are you?
Ooh, this is a touchy subject. We just had this conversation about a month ago with these children. Poor
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
It's the parents, unfortunately. The kids are one thing, but they start with us.
yeah.
And we have to send them to school. I told you they have to go to school with something. If they don't have something already in their coconut, they're not going to go there to learn. They're going to go there to play
Yep.
and get on your nerve. And the toughest student in the class needs to be the first one kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. And a lot of
Yep.
times, unfortunately, at that age that you're dealing with, a lot of these little boys and girls like each other. And so
Mm-hmm.
they pull on each other's hair and they tug on each. They just do really stupid, silly things. 20 years later, they're like, oh my God, I could have just did this. But it's too late. They're already giving their teachers heart attacks, strokes, made them quit, and all kinds of stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm. And Sassy Peach 12 is right. The good kids have said they get headaches and earaches from the bad ones.
It's
Um,
true.
the boy that tears up my classroom, he cannot handle all the noise. So what he does is he tears up the classroom because since they making noise, he's going to just make all the noise. Like he does, like he can't handle it.
Why
And
can't he handle the noise?
because he has a hard time reading and writing and he wants to concentrate. And
Oh,
because there's so much noise going on and when we're trying to teach, there's so much commotion going on, like he cannot focus on stuff because like if I take him in the hallway, he will literally like we'll read. I'll be like, hey, let's go ahead and read. I'll read one page, you read another page. And so I'll read one page and then it takes him a while, but he gets it. And I'm like, he's like, what is this word? And I'm like, well, sound it out. And I make him sound it out. And like, we've gotten to the point where we can get through a whole book where he makes it from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. And then the next day I will switch the pages around. So he'll read the first page. I'll read the second page. And then he gets through that part. So then the third day I'll have to read the whole thing to me. And so he gets it. But if he's in the classroom, oh no, he's not. He can't get it because it's too much.
so can he be sent to the library or somewhere where he can focus?
Well, I'll take him in the hallway
Oh,
because he can focus in the hallway because there's no noise. Nobody's in the hallway but me and him.
right. But then that takes you out of the classroom.
Yeah. Well, this year I'm like an assistant teacher.
Right.
So that works.
Yeah, that's just not fair to the kids. That's just not fair to the kids at all.
Yeah.
They need to have serious you have back to school night, right?
Well, I don't. That last year was my first year, so I don't know
Right.
what we're doing this year.
If that's something that's planned, because they need to do the back to school nights. The parents need to learn who the teachers are. They need to
Mm-hmm.
learn what the teachers' expectations are. They need to
Mm-hmm.
learn what the parents' expectations are. We all have expectations from each other.
Right.
The parents to the teacher teach to the students, and the teachers and the students to the parents.
Right.
And if they're all held accountable and they need to be taught that they need to be learned accountable for their things early in life before they even get to kindergarten in order to keep it going. By the time they get to you, they've already learned a lot of dumb stuff that they're now bringing to the classroom and testing it all out.
Right. And again, like I said, you have to also realize that we're dealing with COVID kids, so they came from kindergarten
Yeah,
to second grade.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a big change for them because they used to be in their home. If they want to log off or they don't want to be on the computer, they can go. They can do whatever they're doing. We can't see it, and because mom and dad's not monitoring what they're doing because they got to work or they don't feel like doing it. They've been doing what they want to do for the last 2 years. So now that's great.
Yeah, I had a 10-year-old at the house when COVID first started, and I took over teaching him. And then
Mm,
his mother told my daughter I was being too strict. Okay. So she didn't want me to teach him anymore. And then she get a phone call from the school that his computer's camera's never on.
Mm.
He's not turned in his homework. And then she wants to ask me if I want to do it again. No, ma'am. I was
No,
doing it for
nope.
free.
Yeah, nope.
I was doing it for free because I love this kid. But now you're gonna get involved and tell me how to raise a child. I've raised three. You're only raising this one, and you're not doing a very good job at that. I'm not stepping on your toes. You do your thing, honey.
Right. What's going on, lovable?
Nothing. I
Hi,
just want to
Lisa.
come. How you doing, darling? How you doing? Good afternoon to everybody. Yes, I was just in the conversation to come like the students and stuff. I hear you all the time. Look, I don't. When my kids were growing up, my daughter growing up, we had conversations. I remember we had to go to open houses, at the school and stuff. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And
Uh-huh.
I tried my best to get to every program they had,
Uh-huh.
at the school. And just like you said, just like she just said, parents and teaching need to cooperate more with each other and hold each other both accountable for that child. Because when the child is at school, it is the school administration is responsible for that child, and mostly it's gonna be that teacher. You know what I'm saying? I always to me, and I don't mean this no harm, no way. I always say, teachers are professional babysitters with college degrees.
But you know what? That's also a problem though, because parents feel that way, and we're not babysitters. We're there to teach them and to send
Yeah,
them
but I
home
mean,
to,
but
to
you
learn
like it
some
or
more.
not, you like it or not, that school is somewhere parents can send their kids. Okay, but that's how I just feel. You know what I'm saying? I
No,
know for the first
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying a lot of people feel that way, but that's not the reality. We're not there to
yeah,
babysit your kid. We're there to teach your kid
yeah,
so that they can advance in life. Because if we were babysitting, they can go and sit and play all day, and
yeah,
then they
that's
come home
yeah,
to you. They wouldn't learn anything. They wouldn't advance in life because when they get home, there's some parents who will never help their kids. I mean, we look at it all the time
Hmm.
when we come home with homework and they come back and it's not done. So people look at it that way, and that's not a great way to look at teachers because
Mm-mm.
they're not babysitters.
I
Where
used
Mm.
to,
it's literally like them going to work every day. We're there for them to make a paycheck, and their paycheck is their education.
Every amen. And that's why I tell my kids that's your only job, to go to school and to
Yeah,
learn.
yeah,
Your teachers are earning their paycheck, and you need to earn your paycheck by learning what they're teaching them, what they're
right.
teaching you. Period, point blank. And I always tell the teachers, all my kids teach, I'm like, don't let them wait till the end of the semester to tell me my kid's been screwing up or he's been doing this. The minute he gives you a problem, you can give him one chance if you choose to. But you
Mhm.
call his parents and we will get him together because they're going to school to learn, not to
they
cause
sure
issues, not to
will.
cause problems.
You right about that, and that's the problem. My mama, ooh, this is so sad. It is, and it's so sad because I remember one time, my 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 nephews now friends now had a problem at the school. And I remember the man had, I don't know if it was a man teacher, the man had told the boy to do something, he wouldn't do it. And I don't like that appearing out the everybody mouth was, but he's a homosexual, and what they got to do with your child sitting down in the classroom?
Right.
What they got to do with it? And I mean, this was back in the like '90s and stuff, and between the '90s and early 2000. And I was like, what they got? And I was just saying to myself, what they got to do with your child sitting down in that chair because you like it or not? And I tell people this all the time. See, that's all I would tell people all the time. See, your kid gets instruction from home. They all the disrespectful and stuff. You remember back in the time that they tell you sit your tail down, you sit your tail down in school, okay?
Mhm.
Nowadays, kids want to challenge the teacher. They want to challenge the teacher like, I know better than you. No, you ain't gonna, no, you don't know better than me. If you did, you wouldn't be in my classroom.
Oh, well, you can't tell them kids that though.
No, you
And
can't tell them nothing. That's why I ain't no teacher. Cause
yeah,
I would beat the shit out them damn kids and be waiting for the mom and daddy too.
well, Get 91 said in my district we give those kids special headphones to wear. Is that an option? At my school, we don't have no special headphones. So I mean, maybe that's something I can bring up. when we go back because we definitely don't have those. Like I said, I just take my kids out of the classroom because
Yeah.
we do have like other empty classrooms where I can take them to or in the hallway and they're fine. But when in that classroom, it's a mess. I'm a sassy piece that I actually bought three myself and take them with me every day. I might do that too. I want to read this from Lala Chanel. She said, "Hey Dad, hey y'all, Deb, you're so right. When I was younger, I would get testing anxiety and be anxious around crowds, so I wasn't able to deal with a lot of noise as well. It would be very distracting. Yeah, a lot. The kids will tell you that they would be like, I can't do it. There's even not even like my the kids who have like the I don't know what the word is for them. I don't want to call them like problem kids, but or special kids, but the kids who can't handle it. There's kids that don't even have that issue that they will say like it's just too loud in here, or you need to like take control of the class. And I'm like, listen, I mean, I done did hands on top. That means stop like 12,000 times, and they still have that. They still don't mean that means stop. So it's like at some point it's like you get tired.
I
You're like
think
just
I
that wants
understand
to.
because I had dyslexia and I was in special ed class all the way to my truck for a year. So I definitely understand it because my one time my mom had sent me to a private school and I had a hard time. Even though I had a tutor, I still had a hard time with testing and stuff and all that right there. So I definitely understand where stuff come along it with the kids nowadays.
Mhm,
And they don't say like just like you said, that child right there told you up front, I can't I can't concentrate. And there's some kids like that. They can't concentrate because they got a lot of stuff going what they call this ADT and all that right there going on.
mhm.
But they can't like somebody might be doing something in the classroom and they can't concentrate. Right. So I definitely understand that.
Oh, well, Lala Chanel said, I was a teacher's assistant for children with behavioral issues. The experiences I went through made me change my major in college. I haven't been teaching since. And Fair said, I wanted my children to learn what 3 plus 3 is and how to spell and read because teachers are a gift. And so is their knowledge. Teachers are not babysitting, they are teacher educators. I think that's what you was from what you were saying. Percent Energy said the kids do whatever they want in school, and the teachers have no way of separating the ones who want to learn from the ones who disrupt. Back in my day, they'd be sent to the principal's office. Are they actually separate the kids? But I also learned this that they can't separate the kids anymore.
Mm.
So it's like the kids with the behavior problems, they have to be in the classroom because if you separate them, it's like a law now where you can't do it.
So everybody suffers.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
all classes, like we have literally had to shut our classroom down, lock our door because of the boy until I learned like what was going on, like how to handle him. Because I also realized like he's ticklish, so I'll be like, yo, I would do my hands like this, like you need me to come over there, and he'd be like, no, 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 I'm gonna stop. I'm like, all right, cool,
Oh yeah, the
sit on
ticklish
down.
too.
Yeah, and every time he would see me, he'd be like, I'm like, we having a good day today? He'd be like, I'm good today, I'm good today. But this is after spending time with him and understanding that.
And that's all parents have to do with their kids at home.
Right. Exactly. I'm like, if I can do it, you should. I mean, you got it more than I got. Well, technically,
Exactly.
but I mean, You should know that. As to Queen B said, the teacher used to allow my son to wear headphones and listen to his music while he did his work. It's partly because he doesn't like a complete sentence. He doesn't like complete sentence, so the music keeps him motivated. And see what they when they at our school, what they do is listen to music. They don't do, and then they get on the internet. So that doesn't even work for us. Mary said, I know a young lady that's a teacher and she paints as a hobby. She now sells her paintings to help purchase the items she needs for her class. Yeah, good point and great way to help him. As to, it's called ADHD, attention deficit disorder, and I had that too, so I understand. I understand how that works. Those
Yeah,
same,
that's what I'm talking about. It's some kids who got that who can't just
yeah,
concentrate around other things because they get distracted so easily. And I fully understand that. So it's so many things that come up that we did not know in the past that that make kids that make kids not want to learn because they get so frustrated. Because I used to get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? When you have to read everything over and over and over again,
Hmm.
and especially when I went to because I went to when I was living in Memphis, I went to community college when I first got out,
Hmm.
and I had a hard time. Then I just dropped out. Then I went back. Then I went back a couple of years ago. I went to University of Phoenix, and I found myself doing a visual. I said, let me see if I can do a visual thing, and that was my thing. Of I learned visually.
Mm. Yeah, me too. Me too.
I learned visually, and if I hear something between visual and hearing, I'm
Mm.
able to put it together like that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of reading it, sometimes I just have to. Sometimes I have to take my time and just read it over and over again.
Right.
Even though I get frustrated, even though I do get frustrated, I I have learned I have to take my time. And I remember one of my instructors at University of Phoenix told me, he said, calm down, don't get frustrated, calm down,
Yep.
and just read it again. If you got to read it over again, it's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Lisa. It's nothing wrong with it at all.
Even with my little guy that I was helping read, I would tell him, I'm like, because he would read a sentence, he'd be like, the fox had a, and there's pictures up there. I'm like, well, you're looking at the picture. What does the fox have? It's a box. And he's like, oh, I should have known that. I'm like, yeah, there you go. It's a box. Like, you can look at the story and kind of see what it is saying, but I also need you to be able to read those words because I need you to understand this as well. So we went over the words as well as the pictures as well because you have to understand both of them, whether you're a visual reader or not. You
Yeah,
still have to learn how to read and write. So it's a tricky situation to teach that because visual and like I said, I was a visual learner as well. Like even now, like y'all know under my reviews, like y'all see me pull up the pictures of what happened in the scenes because it helps me remember what the hell happened.
yeah,
So, but I've always been like that.
yeah. I
Um,
know. I see you enjoy being a teacher assistant. I mean, I'm happy that you're doing it. You have to move, you teaching the next generation. So, and I want to take my hat off to you. So that
I
means that you
appreciate it.
got very good patience.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. They're actually working on hiring me on as a full time teacher. So
Yeah, that's
next
good.
year, hopefully, that's what I'll be.
Yeah, okay. I'm very proud of that, man. So,
I appreciate
don't nobody tell you that you can definitely tell them that
I
it's
tell them
not
all the
good.
time, hold up, Lisa. Hold up, Lisa.
it.
Hold up, Lisa. Hold up, local Lisa. You know I love you, but I tell so Deb how proud I am all the time. Cause I don't know
Yeah,
how he does it. I don't know how he does it. But
Me
I do
yeah.
neither,
take my
A
honey.
lot
hats
of
off to
people
you.
actually have reached out to me since I've been talking about it. Like a lot of people have reached out to me with different stuff. So I really do enjoy it, especially since making the connection with the kids and learning that I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
How impactful I am. And again, like I told you guys, I'm the first male teacher they see from kindergarten. So, and this is in second grade. So it's different for them to see a guy in the classroom teaching them and stuff. So a lot of times they don't know how to receive me. But once they get in there and I'm helping them, a lot of them kind of cool down. But there's some it's just hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Um,
you
also,
just keep on doing it because you're doing a good job. You're reaching. Look, if you reach that one kid, you can reach two. And if those two kids can reach out to another kid, then we're getting there. It's just a slow pace, but we're getting there. You're doing your part. We're very proud of you, and that's why we support you. And we're here to give any advice or answer any questions you might have.
I appreciate it. I'm actually going to have some of them this summer
But
too.
that's
So
true, because I mean, like I said, I mean, I had good teachers. I really did. I had very good
Me too.
that was very kind of patient with me. I took
mm,
it for granted,
mm,
but I did have very good teachers and stuff, you know what I'm
mm.
saying? That was very patient with me and everything. So the only thing I could say is, honey, my hat is off to you and thank you for doing that because I mean me I didn't realize my problem until I was trying to raise my daughter and my nieces and nephews, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, uh, like my nephew, one of my nephew had a hard time. He got a hard time reading, but he getting good. He getting better at it though. And he's
Mm.
a grown man. And I mean, I can say for myself. And because I used to sign their homework, I did to let the teacher know that I had seen the homework and I
Hmm.
got the homework. I used to sign the homework.
Do they
Okay.
still make them sign the homework?
Huh?
Do they still make them sign the homework, Dad?
I don't
If
know.
they're
I don't know what
if they're not consistently turning it in, yes.
What about
I mean,
I heard that they're not teaching the kids how to write in cursive either. Is that true?
Well, I'm teaching second grade, so they're not learning cursive in second grade at all.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm. We didn't learn. I don't think we learned cursive writing until like the fifth grade.
Really?
Hmm.
Oh,
yeah, I
wow.
think I learned it was in third grade, third or fourth grade.
We started in second grade. I went
Okay.
to Catholic school. Them
We
nuns
could
used to
barely
have.
read. We could barely read the print in second grade.
Are you serious?
Some of their writing looked like it's in cursive.
I had some really good teachers, but they also knew my parents too. And so
Mm-hmm.
they knew I was, and then most of my teachers were my older sister and brother's teachers, so they already knew what they was going to get into. However, my sister was smart, my brother was not so smart. Then I came along, they were like, okay, now there's another smart one. Then my little sister comes along, she's not so smart, and it's like, okay, what's going on here? Because we used to have to get talk every year. I know your parents, so don't come in here with no shenanigans. I'm like, wait a minute, who you talking to? I ain't crazy. I know my mama too.
Right.
I'm not going home. My mama, I brought home one F, and that was in conduct. And my mother beat the holy. Well, I'm not gonna have her put in jail because she's still alive. But yeah, she got on me, and that was in conduct. I didn't play with that
Well,
lady. Oh no.
Lala Chanel said they stopped teaching in cursive years ago, which is definitely unfortunate. So how do they sign their like checks and stuff if they have them?
Hmm. Mm, mm, mm.
My energy said my kids are in the seventh grade, eighth grade, and I had to buy them cursive workbooks. They didn't teach it in school anymore. Wow.
Wow.
I guess
Yeah, I
because
think
they're typing now, though.
you think because what?
They're typing like they're not really writing anymore.
We were typing back then. We had typing classes and everything.
No, I'm
Or
saying
everybody else.
now. I'm saying now they're probably
Oh,
not because they're typing like even when you have to sign stuff, you can sign it online with just typing in your
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true.
third. I learned in third grade. I believe it comes from the teacher as to introducing them to cursive. Maybe an additional time slot, but the third graders in my school do learn cursive. Okay,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know.
And
I
they
don't.
have removed a lot of things that we were taught in school. They removed them to add, put in new things that they need to know now.
Yeah.
Computer classes and all these other things. So a lot of things were pulled back. Like, what do we have back in the home economics? I don't know if they even teach home economics in them anymore.
Tierra said they don't teach them how to write paper, paper either or read. My son never wrote essays in high school. My kids write on paper still. I mean, they have their computer stuff, but they still do paper stuff though.
Wow, it's changed a lot.
But their handwriting is horrible though because they don't
See,
really write. So when you get the paper, you can't really tell what they wrote.
wow.
Lala said, whatever I learned in school, my grandmother made me practice every single night after my homework was done to reinforce what I was learning. And see,
Amen.
that's the issue that we have is that the parents don't do that.
Amen.
Oh, my energy said, my 27-year-old signed stuff in print. I should get him a workbook too.
Ain't that the truth?
That is why the kids don't know nothing because they're not really teaching enough, and those kids should be learning cursive in the first and second grade. Maybe I did learn the third. I don't remember when I learned how to write in cursive. No home economics, and I'm not sure if they still do shop. I don't know. I don't know that either. I don't think we have any home economics. We don't have home economics. We do from kindergarten all the way up to like eighth grade, and they don't have that. I know we did that in like the eighth. I think we did home
Yeah,
economics in
yeah,
like the sixth, seventh, and eighth grade.
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know in Memphis we had home economics in eighth grade.
Yeah, and we had
And
shop too. I
yeah.
know they don't have shop class anymore.
Mm, mm, mm.
These kids can't count. Listen, these kids can't count money that drive through. I can listen.
Mm.
My kids had such a hard time with counting money.
Mm.
They cannot tell you what a nickel, a dime, a penny, a dollar bill from a $20 bill. They cannot tell you any. I literally, my kids who like I had all the time, and actually had a few other kids because they really wanted to know how to count money, will come to me during their lunch break and their recess time, and I would teach them how to count money. So
You know,
that's very true.
I'm about ready to turn my computer on so you can see the tears rolling down my face. This is
I said, let me
sad.
tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. The if you don't learn no other math, you know
Okay,
how to count that damn money. Okay.
okay. Let me tell you,
Now
I
you
know my
learn that.
checks
Now I
before I
learned
get
some
my
money now.
checks.
It just came to fractions. When it came to fractions, I got lost.
You can get lost in a lot of things when it comes to
Yes.
math, but not your money.
Well, not your
Your
money.
money, you
No.
got. I know my change before you give it to me. If I give you $5 and
Listen.
quarter and it was $4.25 and you sit there struggling, I'm saying, give me $1. Just give me $1. Like
Yep.
it was terrible.
They didn't even know that the pennies could equal up to $1. The
Mm-mm.
dimes could equal. They didn't know none of this stuff.
Mm.
And I had to tell the lady who was teaching them math, I'm like, they are struggling with this math stuff. And I'm like, I'm literally sitting with them because they are like, yo, Mr. Lake said we need to learn if we don't know nothing, we know how to count our money. And I said, yes. So they came to me during their lunch or recess, and I would literally, I would give them money. If they can count the money, I would give it to them.
Wow. That's so sad. That's so scary. That is so scary.
Tierra said they gave me more money back due to that new math crap. Yep. And I don't know what they learned past second grade, but like when they're teaching it right now, these kids they think that the dime and a nickel and a quarter are the same. They can't tell the difference.
Not even by the size,
Nope.
the thickness, the width, the
Especially
color.
the nickel and the quarter. They really get confused with that.
Oh, what about a
Yeah.
Susan B. Anthony
Hmm?
quarter? What about a the Susan B. Anthony the dollars? You know the gold dollars or
That
the
was never. That's not that. They don't even show them that.
oh that's good. Woo,
Yeah, that would really confuse them.
$2 bill.
Hmm. They don't.
Mm,
They don't touch on that either.
mm, 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 mm.
Tony Robinson said that Dauphin County schools has all those classes: shop, home economics, etc. Seth, he said my students that I have subbed for this year spent lots and lots of time on counting money, telling time, and we'll go further learning how to tie tie the shoes.
Listen, are there workshops that you guys can do like during the summer?
Yes, so I'm actually going to be. I'm working on getting some stuff done, but they are doing some summer programs. But I'm actually thinking about next year creating some programs because these simple skills are things that these kids need to know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You right. This simple skill kids
Absolutely.
need to learn.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're gonna have a
These
class
they
in
walk around
the
our school building all day, every day. Their shoes are untied all day.
Ugh.
And I'm like, please tie up your shoes. They're like, okay. You look back 20 minutes later, the shoes are still untied. One boy had to tie his shoes. He's in second grade. I'm like, this is unacceptable. Like I just sit, I'm like, listen, lunchtime, come with me. We're gonna learn to tie shoes. Like it's like some of these kids, like you have to just take to the side and show them things that they do not know.
And the 10-year-old saying about that was the same issue we had. He was 9 and he didn't know how to tie his shoes. My daughter was like, "Are you kidding me?" She went and got all his shoes and taught him how to tie his shoes and made him tie all his shoes. She untied each one of them and then made him retie all till he got it together. He started crying. She's like, "I don't care about you crying.
I
I care
wouldn't care
about you not
either.
knowing how to tie your shoes. I ain't tying your shoes."
now that's something, man. I'm sorry. Now that's lays of the pants. Now you mean tell me you can't take out at least like 5 minutes,
Because it
either
don't take
10
no
minutes
time.
out your day to help this baby tie his shoes?
Hmm.
I know
No,
that's right,
you just
Sassy.
not
He
to
said, I
do
got
this
out
to
video short
you.
clips and students that sit up in front and have all those students tie shoes because they will run and I mean they literally will run and trip over the shoestrings and be like crying. I'm like, well, you should have tied your shoes up, not knowing they don't even know how to do it. I got tired of being asked to tie those shoes.
Hmm.
That is so sad. They did not care about our children at all in this country, and it's only getting worse. It is. It is. It's the stuff that I have seen has been really, really sad. Lala said it is to the point where if you gave a lot of these children an encyclopedia, they wouldn't know what to do with it.
Are you? Oh,
They're so
please.
used to looking things up on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what kind of generation that, but that's the kind of generation we want. That's why I was like during the pandemic. I was like, I said, hold up. I said, because every child out there don't have no computer,
Right. Well,
and
no, they
because
give the kids
mama, like
computers.
I said, mama.
They give the kids computers.
Okay,
And then
but
they don't
I'm
have
just saying the ones who
Wi-Fi.
do. I'm talking about the ones who do
Nope,
have no computer.
they give them Wi-Fi too.
Okay, but I'm
Yep.
just saying though.
Comcast
I mean,
actually
that
has a
to
thing
me,
where the parents pay $10 a month for the internet.
yeah, they do it, and yeah, now they got it. Now they got it because I know Xfinity had a program.
Excuse me.
I know Xfinity had a program.
Yeah, that's the same. It's the
Somebody
same.
else
That's
had a
the same company.
program too for the government. And what I'm just saying is now, like every child, because the mom I was talking to my mentor about it, and I said, but every child can't afford a computer. I said, cause mom and daddy single at home, baby, you ain't want nobody no computer at home. You just can make sure the lights stay on. You got food. They got clean water and clothes and in the household.
I honestly think that they should make the kids work for those computers because they don't even know how to treat them. Those
Hmm.
kids would they would throw them across the room. They'll
Mm-mm.
they'll take the laptop and flip it like where it's back to back like this from the back of the computer from the back of the screen. Like they don't even treat the computers. They it's like they have no appreciation for those computers at all.
Yeah.
And when they was coming into my class before I became the assistant, they had me as a substitute. I told them I was like, if y'all come in this classroom and that computer's not charged out of a pencil piece of paper, don't even come here because you're not prepared for school.
That's right.
If I got to come to work and be prepared, y'all got to come to school and be prepared.
That's right.
And if they came in like that, because they told me I can't kick them out, I said, all right, fine. So when they came in and the computer wasn't charged, when we did stuff that was on the computer, I said, well, since your computer's not charged, plug it up by my desk and go get a book and read it because you're not prepared. And I'm not
No,
going to
you're
sit here and
not.
let you
You're
sit up
not.
by an outlet with that computer charged up. It should be charged when you get in this room. But the one thing they did was they came with that computer charged every day. And
You
they
did
have
the right thing. You did the right thing because the
Sure
parents
did.
should make sure the computer charge up. While they charging up their phones and everything else, make sure that computer sitting over there charging, and so your child can be prepared for school. That's how I think. I mean, I can't tell. I always tell people you can't tell nobody else how to run their household and how to run their child.
Sassy P said, just repeating this so Deb. Now some of my kids have tutors, and when I say that I am going to help them with their math, old school they say that's fine. My tutor teacher old school math, teaches old school math to us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do think that next year I want to make it through this school year first, but next year I do want to put it together some programs and get because I have friends who are teachers here in Atlanta too. But I want to help them with like you have to learn the basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like them not know how to count money was just ridiculous to me.
Yes, that's really ridiculous. That's really ridiculous. Sad.
Yeah,
It's heartbreaking to hear. That is really hard. These are
It
our
is.
future. They're going to take care of us at some point. Get
yeah. And how can I trust you with my money and you can't even count
Hmm.
your own damn money?
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Because they were so shocked. I was like, I was teaching them about the dime. I was like, let's count the pennies. Let's count the pennies from 1 to 10. I said, whenever you count those pennies, if you're counting a dime, all you're doing is dropping that zero to the back. And when you get to 10, you drop a zero on the back to the 10. So they were running around telling all the kids like, yo, the 10 cents is so easy. And I'm like, that was so simple to explain to them, you know. And then I had to actually teach them what the 10 cents and the 20 cents and the 30 cents meant after that. Because they just knew that you dropped the zero to the back. They didn't know that the 10 cents meant more than a penny.
Mm.
Mm, mm, mm.
Mm. Mm. Mm. That's
It's
so.
sad.
That's
But you know what
heartbreaking.
though, and I can it's like I said, it's definitely it's not on the child because the child is doing what it's supposed to do. It's up to the grown folks. And I tell this all the time. Because it's the grown folks teach the children. And
Yeah, but see, the grown
to
folks
teach the
wait too
children,
late.
but
The parents or the adults wait too late to teach these kids. They don't understand. Babies come
Hmm.
out the womb learning. If you start teaching them from birth to age 5, I promise you, I've done it 3 times. It works. It works. But you have to be consistent. I don't care if it's a diaper in the trash. They enjoy it. Put the diaper in the trash. They learn to put
Right.
it in the trash. Put your dirty clothes in the hamper. And they think it's a game in the beginning,
Yeah.
but you have to do it, and at the same time they're
Yeah.
learning. But parents don't even want to take the time to do that. They rather stack up a bunch of diapers on the side of their bed and then pick it up when they get good and ready once the house smells like piss, and
Right.
when the kid could have been doing it all along. I mean, a household can be ran by 2 parents and 1 child, but everybody got to be on the same page. My kids knew to look at me, and they knew when I was serious. I'm not going to say anything 3 times. You can forget about it. A shoe may be at your head by the time it's time for me to repeat myself a second time. No, ma'am.
And see, that's the other thing that I like that you just said. Like they would be like, I'm like, I need y'all to sit down. I need y'all to be quiet so we can go through this lesson. They're gonna talk, do whatever they want to do. So then they gotta be like, well, can I go to the bathroom? When you
Mm,
do what I asked you to do, then I
mm,
can do what you asked me to do.
mm-hmm.
And they learned that from me. That I'm like, they were like,
Mm.
well, my mom said, I said, your mom can tell you whatever they want to tell you. But if you walk out of this classroom, you will not be getting back in here. And you can tell your mom I said that. And as a matter of fact, and I started recording them too. I'm like, I'm gonna show your mom how many times you walked out of this room, going to the bathroom, and how long it took you to get back in here too. Because I always did that. So I'm like, y'all not about to get me caught up in nothing.
Okay.
So they knew I didn't play, and the teacher that I was in the room with, she didn't play either. Tony Robinson said, counting money, writing checks, and balancing the checkbook. They need this in schools too. They do need that. You know.
I agree. I don't know why they're not still teaching it. Because these kids need to learn stuff early. Because
Yeah.
their parents are half-assed there, as we can see,
Yep.
or
And this
whoever's
is true
raising them.
too. This is true too. As the Queen Bee said, just like teachers should not be responsible for binders, it's possible for buying their classroom pens, paper, notebooks, folders, and none of that stuff. We got to come in there. We used to have to bring our own supplies to school. These kids don't have their own supplies when they come to school.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-mm. We had to supply color pencils, markers, crayons, pencils because every 5 minutes they need a new pencil.
Wait. You have to supply your own supply or supply for the kids?
If you don't, they won't have nothing to write with.
Oh my God.
but it's some but it is because
Some
I
parents
know some
do.
teachers.
Some parents do send that stuff to school with their kids, but what happens is they play with it during the whole school year, and by the time they need it, it's gone.
Yeah.
They think it's for fun. Said my MGAC said we had Sesame Street, Electric Company, Romper Room, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Rogers' Neighborhood. I watched as a kid and
Mm-hmm.
learned a lot. And my mom mopping the floor meant I sat still and watched those learning shows.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay,
did
Amen.
too.
Amen.
okay.
Amen.
What's going
Mm-hmm.
on, Candy R? Tierra said my son has autism and was in school since 3. Personal tutors, private schools, back to public school. He graduated with honors and now on the dean's list. It takes the parents, absolutely.
That's right, Tierra. Tell them.
As a multi-day sub, 3 or more days, I set up in a mini store and made up checks in little cash. Well, I'm gonna do this, little cash registers so that they can learn a bit. And see, this is the thing that I don't understand, and this is a good point that has to be just talking about. So at my school, they have this thing called dojo points. I'm like, why don't y'all make that money? Because they earn the points throughout the school year, and at the end of during the week, and at the end of the week, if they have enough points, they could buy stuff from the store. Why isn't that money?
Exactly.
I mean, that would make so much sense, and it would help the kids learn how to count.
Exactly. It will serve more than one purpose. Duh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would. It would. It
and like
definitely
they're gonna
would.
give
I
you,
Are
mean,
you
you're gonna
writing
get.
these things down? So there, you need to be writing
Well,
these things down.
that was something that this is something I had already thought about before I had left the school. So when I go back next month, I'm going to talk to them about them. Like, y'all need to get rid of these dojo points because and because they get like 1 point if they answer something right, or they get like 5 points if they're like doing really good. I'm like, make these dollars, make this change, like help these kids learn this money. Candy R said, "Wow, my district parents are responsible for school supplies. I purchase a few things, but I have a lot of extra stuff every year." The thing is with this,
Yeah.
the thing is they do buy at the beginning of the year, but they only buy like a pack of pencils or a pack of tissues, and then the rest of the school year, the kid's supposed to keep this pack of pencils the whole damn school year.
Oh, those parents must have gone to school their damn self because that don't make no sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
We bought like 8 packs of 200, 300 loose leaf paper. We had to
Yep.
buy packs, and I bought box of pencils. I used to go to the what's the name of that store? The school supply store. Just buy every office snacks and get whatever I needed for the kids for the year. And
Hmm.
then I would take extra. They would have extra. There was always extra for the following year, but you still buy more supplies for the following year because you're going to go to school the following year. I don't understand.
Ferris, they do have a school store that's bring their points. That's what and that's the other thing too. They come around with like candy and toys, these little poppet things that they don't want the kids playing with in school. I'm like, y'all really need to reevaluate this whole situation because I know y'all want the kids to want the stuff that y'all are giving out to them, but buy cool pencils and markers and stuff because they want this stuff all the time.
They need it. They don't just want it,
Yeah,
they need it.
but they actually want it. That's the thing. So why not buy them stuff that they need that they want? Sarah said, I bought some of the supplies over the years. I gave it away when he got to middle school. Lala said, Candy R, I'm good, love. Thank you for asking. Hope you're doing well. TC Banks said, what's going on, TC Banks? Yep, our school system uses Class Dojo as also. The dojo points are turned into bucks for the students to buy from the school store. They're not really turned into bucks. It's just turned into their dojo points, and you can get because the one boy I think he had like 1,000 points at one point, but they're not turning into money. Like it should teach them how to count money. To me,
I agree.
all slides of paper bags to make a book cover for the text. I remember doing that. I remember doing that.
Oh,
Treasure
yeah.
box, all of that point stuff with the toys instead of them. We had treasure box when I was in school. We used to have it for our birthdays too. My parents buy my parents buy from the school list. I collect all the items. I keep it and use it throughout the school year. And
Exactly.
a lot of parents expect teachers to do their jobs for them. That's one of the main problems. Yeah, very true. Very true. Well, that's all I had, y'all.
okay
Well,
then.
thanks for
We
making
can
me
go on and
proud.
on and on about this.
Yeah, I know it too. I mean, because it is a good topic, and we need to discuss it more because even though I don't have no children right now, and all my kids are grown, like my daughter's grown, my nieces, nephews, I raised 4 kids.
Mhm.
Uh, it was just me and my mama and 4 badass
If
kids.
you don't stop calling them 4 badass kids, your 4 badass kids, it was 4 kids. And people have a bad habit of calling their kids bad. Kids are not
Well,
bad.
well, I was bad myself, so I can know how it is. I was bad myself, okay?
But you know what? Words hurt. And some
Yeah.
people don't realize that people use words that hurt in their homes alone. And that's how it gets to the school. Like they call their kids stupid. They call their kids dummies. They said they're never going to amount to anything. And, that has a way of, manifesting in one's heads, as we can
Well, I
see.
wasn't like that now. I didn't get
No,
that
no, no.
bad.
I'm just no. I'm just no. I'm just going on to something else. I'm just saying that a lot of parents use words that hurt to their kids and don't realize it. And not, sometimes it's not even to their kids. It could just be the people in the street. Kids are always paying attention. They listening when they're supposed to be listening.
And
You know what I
I'll give
mean?
you a good example. One of my kids, the one that hangs out with me the most, he always calls it so dumb. Like he always says it. And
Mm.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you're not dumb. He's like, yes, I am. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. I said, you're not dumb. I was like, you're just learning this. Why you're in the second grade so you can learn more.
Yeah.
And the more I told him that, he stopped saying that towards the end of the school year. And I was like, "Are you ready for the third grade?" He said, "Yes, Mr. Blake," because he was like, "Man," he was like, "Are you going to be back? Because I want you to come back." And I said, "I don't know." That's when the principal had walked back and said I was coming back. So he was like, "Oh, thank God." But when I got there, he would not even do his math homework, and he knew how to do it, but he thought he was dumb.
Yep. And I bet you don't think that anymore. Bet you
Mm-mm.
doesn't use that word anymore. See that
I
everything.
haven't heard him use that. I probably maybe like the first month and a half I heard him use it, but he stopped using it once I got there. Because I mean, this boy, I like me. This is my favorite kid. I'm every time I walk in, I check in on him like multiple times a day. I'm like, yo, do you need to take a walk? You doing good? How you feeling? Do you need help with your work? Like, what's going on? I always went and got him because I knew that he could do it.
That's your work child. We have
Yeah,
work husbands. That's your work child.
that's my work kid. That is
We got, and
that's
you
matter
got
of
to
fact, that's
do
what
it.
they call him that at the school.
Hey, hey, whatever. You know what? Whatever. Somebody else loves him, and there's nothing wrong with loving a child. Everybody
Yeah,
should love a child, even if they didn't give birth to him. Every child deserves love, and sometimes they don't get it at home. They don't know what it looks like. They don't know what it feels like. You give a kid a hug these days. My daughters are 31 years old, and their friends still tease them because they hug and kiss their daddy, talking about, "Oh my God, you act like a baby." She's like, "That's my. I'm always gonna be my daddy's baby."
right. I know
I
that's
hug my
right.
mom. We hug my parents. We hug all the time. And we tell each other we love each other all the time. But some people have an issue with it. Are you
Right,
kidding me? And I know what your issue is, really, but I'm not even gonna bring it up. That's not your
right.
fault.
That's very true.
It's
Yeah.
not your fault.
Yeah, that is true. You don't post. I believe you put we children as much love as you can, and you don't have to be. I mean, I have learned this myself. Don't try to be their friend, their best friend, but try to be their parent and let them know that they can come to you.
Oh yes.
Anything happen that you love them.
Mm,
That's because, hey, look, like my mom, like they used to say, I'm whooping you because I love you.
yeah,
That what Pam used to say back in the day. And that's why you getting a spanking, because I love you, because I don't want you out here doing
And
something
now we
that,
say we're gonna talk to you because we love you, and we don't
yeah.
want you getting out here in these streets and getting your ass whipped, or not being able to talk to somebody or know how to respond to somebody when they talk to you. Because I love you, and because I love, and that's why I tell them, I'm like, I didn't want to have kids. I promise you, I wanted to be a nun, and that's why, because I
right,
went to Catholic school. Really, I wanted to be a nun. And
right.
then my sister had her first kid at 16, and I
Mm,
was 11 years old. And my mom and I and my brother ended up raising this kid. And once I got to her being about 10 or 15, I'm like, I might be able to do this. I did pretty good with this one. And now she's almost 45.
oh,
And she's a she works for Boeing. The girl got it going on. She has
mm,
no children because she didn't want to do her kid what her mama did to her. See how she did her? Because my sister, my niece was everywhere but with her mother. It
oh,
was
wow.
really yeah, it was really sad. And then she turned around, had another kid 11 years later, and her mother, her that daughter was raised by her other grandmother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my sister's not the best parent in the world at all, and she'll be the first to tell you. She's 61 years old right now. Now she has two granddaughters. Now she's trying to redo what she should have did the first go round.
Well,
You
I
know what I
can
mean?
definitely tell you, I was a young mother. I had my child at the age of 14, and I say this all the time. It was a blessing of God because I had angels around. I had my godparents, I had my auntie, I had my mom and them out there helping me. I had people there. God put people in place for me to help
Uh-huh.
me out raise my daughter.
Uh-huh.
Because at the time it's not only me raising. I was coming up at I had my child at a very very young age. I was raising and coming up too.
Yeah. You were
And
raising the
that
baby and
mean,
being raised.
and on top of that, my mom had custody of my sister kids. So, and all of that going on, I was like I always said, my mom didn't went to work and brought the money home, okay? But it was me that's really raising the kids, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to
Mm-hmm.
make sure they had to get up and stuff. And like I said, I had I had to do that
Mm-hmm.
because I had a child of my own. I had to do it for.
Uh,
And so, and I mean, like I said, I was truly blessed. Now I am very proud of my daughter. My daughter, she's a manager in Nike shoe company. She graduated from University of Phoenix in 2019. And so, and my niece, I have five nephews. I don't have no grandkids. I got three grandbabies in heaven. You know, she loves her kids, so she had miscarried her kids. Uh,
uh,
don't have no grandkids, but I got five grandnephews and two bonus. I got two bonus niece, one bonus niece, and one bonus nephew. So I consider they my family too. So every time I see them, they say, "Auntie Lisa, Auntie Lisa." So I'm
mhm.
cool with that. And like I said, it's kind of way you raise them.
Uh-huh.
And I was, like I said, when I didn't even understand how to raise my own child, I had people in place to show me how to be a mother right along with my mother.
Uh,
What a blessing. What
Yeah,
a
I
blessing.
definitely want to shout out Candy R. She said, "Wow, he got that from home." She's about something I said earlier. It's so sad, but congratulations to you. She said, "I'm about to take my administration test this fall. I hope that I can make a positive change the kids need." And I support you on that. Yo, there's a lot of people that are here that have the same experiences. So hopefully, you're able to do that. And congratulations to you on that.
Yes,
congratulations, Candy.
congratulations.
Congratulations, Candy.
And we're here. We're here. So Deb is here. We're here. We all have your back.
Yeah,
Come on, Miss
honey.
Birds MC.
I got your back much as I can, honey.
Thank you.
I really do. I really do. Because teachers do need our help. I don't understand what, like, the two main jobs on the face of the earth, and y'all get paid the less, and that's teachers and that's
Hmm.
police officers.
Hmm.
And how much mess y'all have to deal with, because you have to deal, not only you have to deal with the children, you got to deal with their parents.
Mm,
And just like I said, police officers out there, they have to deal with the public, and sometimes the public don't even respect them.
hey, well,
Yes, Candy R. Yes, honey. Parenting should not be taken lightly, and it is taken way too lightly.
yeah. But I think a lot of people have been forced to have kids because that's what they're supposed to do, and they're not ready for having kids now.
Some
And
of
I,
them are forced. Some of them are forced, and some
and
are
I,
not.
and I, I mean, I don't mean forced, but I mean, I'm saying like that's been the goal, like to have kids and stuff like that. And some people aren't ready. I told my mom like when I'm ready to have kids, I will, but I'm not doing it until I'm ready.
That's right. I didn't have them until I was ready. And when I got ready, I prepared myself. I used to get high. I stopped doing all the things that I knew I couldn't do around kids and what wouldn't be good around kids. I did it for my kids. I had no problem doing it, but I did it all for my kids because, like I said, I didn't want to have kids. But I'm like, if I don't teach them love or teach them how to love and what it feels like, what are they going to expect from the street?
Hmm.
What are they going to expect from somebody that's supposed to love them?
Hmm.
Like, no, my kids know what love feels like from a man and from a woman. They got grandparents, they got grandmothers, they got parents, they got uncles, they got aunties. And if you're not going to love on my child, then you need to be around my child, whether you're a relative or not. Because my kids will not have all that hate put up on them when they got to receive that from the street from people that don't know or don't like them. You're supposed to
Right,
love them. If you're not going to love on them, then you don't got to be around them. I'm not going to take it personal,
right,
and neither will they.
right. And Tierra's right. Some women are having kids because it's expected from family and spouse, and that's sad. Yeah, because a lot of them want to wait, but they feel like that the time is ticking and all that stuff. But listen, I'll choose me first because if I can't be good to me, I can't be good to nobody's kid, to my own
Uh-uh.
children. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my kids are not they're not bougie, but they know how to love themselves because their
yeah.
parents taught them that, honey. We taught them all to love themselves first.
Hmm.
And don't play all that play fighting. These couples be doing all these play fight. Next thing you know, somebody getting hurt. You don't
Yep.
play fight with nobody, a man or woman, because
And
you
I
don't know the
play
strength
fight.
of nobody. You don't know no
Right.
one's strength. And the
Right.
skinniest man could put a beat on the biggest woman. Trust and believe.
Hmm.
Don't put your hands on me. I'm not even going to threaten you like that. If I pull my gun out, and I've owned a gun for 13 years, I've never pulled it out. Because if I ever do, I'm using it. It's not a toy.
That's the Queen Bee said. I always hug and kiss my son. He is 31 years old, and we We tell each other we love each other
Mm-hmm.
in public. Kids need that. I do. Me and my mom do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
On
me,
I love
Friday.
being
my daughter, I
being
do it.
a godmom. I get to love on my babies, and when they're too much, I can send them back to their parents.
When my kids are 31 and 35, and I guess maybe 5 years ago we stopped, but we used to hang out on Fridays in any one of our bedrooms and just talk about our week, what we had
Mhm,
going on. And I mean, we didn't keep secrets from each other. And I didn't
mhm,
do anything in front of my kids that they couldn't go back and repeat to tell
Yeah,
their
that's how
father
I
or their
feel
grandmother.
too. That's
You
how I
mhm,
know.
feel too. My nieces, and my nephew, we most can talk about anything. And like I always tell them, they always can come in and tell me anything, and just let's be there for them if they need me. Like I'm living in a whole different city. I live in Atlanta. My family, all my family live in Memphis. So Sunday is the day I talk to my whole family for the start of the week. I
mhm,
get my love you in and everything else. Even my nieces that I have here, my brother's two nieces here. I make sure I call them on every Sunday, let them know, hey, TT love you. If you call me, need me, you call me, okay?
mhm,
So
Okay.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I
Hmm.
do messenger and message everybody so I can see everybody. Most of everybody go to my sister's house because my sister cooks some dinner. She believe in that soul food.
mhm.
That movie Soul Food, where everybody come to
Hmm.
her house and the kids come to her house and they have a great time. They eat, you know.
Well, see, that's what a lot of that is missing these days. No more Sunday dinners at Big Mama's house. People are so stuck in their computers or on their phone, walking down the street looking at their phones. They don't know what's going on in the street. Somebody gets shot in front of them. They didn't even realize it because they was looking at their phone. Or there's just too much
Mhm,
distractions, too many distractions. And I thought COVID would have helped that, but it didn't.
mhm.
But I think families are getting a little bit closer. But a lot of families were starting to get really far apart from one another. Things were happening in their own homes. They didn't even realize what's going on.
Yeah, I mean they
I
would.
think people having to be at home with their kids during COVID, it made them it freaked them out because they had to actually deal with their kids this entire time and their loved ones. Period. But I think once COVID was over, what they was like, please get these people out of my household.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So,
why what they said. That's why so many divorces came along because husbands and wife had to be in the same house all day long, and they not used to that. They
yeah,
like, man, they used to be in little. Everybody was used to doing stuff. The
yeah,
family, but
Well,
it
that's
got
why I
the
tell people
family.
all the time they should appreciate going to work, going to school, so that way when you see one another again, you can love on each other again because you missed 8 hours, you were gone, 12 hours, you were gone. You can
hmm
love on each other when you see each other again. But if you're at home 24/7 for
hmm
12 months, somebody
hmm
gonna get hurt,
hmm
Yeah.
or somebody gonna be drunk in a corner somewhere because you
hmm
can only take so much.
right. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I forgot that commercial. I see this commercial all the time. I laugh at it all the time. I think the mother take the children to the store and they said, well, then it's gonna be a snowstorm. The school is out. The mother's going down there. She get everything she needs for the house. She looks up. She get a bottle of wine.
Hmm.
Wait, Candy R said, "Yep, you are so right. I saw a local school the other day. And the sign said, tag parents, you're at summer break."
That's it, baby. That's it, baby. So that's it. They said it all, baby. They said it all. Tag, it's your turn, baby. You got like a month and a half, a month, 2 months and a half, and that time is yours. So yeah, I'm like,
Yep.
that's so
Yeah,
funny.
that's true. Lala Shana. She said exactly. Being locked down made us all face certain realities in our lives, and for many people, it was hard to deal. It was hard to deal with it.
Uh-huh.
That's very true.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yes,
I loved it.
I'm about to get out of here, y'all. So
Thank you so much. You gotta do
okay,
this
thank
once a
you
month at
so
least.
definitely, yeah.
I will. I'm actually going to try to start doing this more often. Well, I'm trying to do this more often. So I'm gonna just try to look at different stuff and see what I can find, and so we have some conversations. But I love having these conversations.
Yeah, me too. I really do. I love these kind of conversations because you never know what you're gonna learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so,
And then maybe some parents are there that need to know from the teacher side, like, listen, we're doing our
Or maybe
best.
the parents are watching.
Right.
because you know
Your
me,
kid
cat
need to
baby, stay
behave themselves when they
turning there,
go to
honey.
school.
But listen,
So
we
they can
just,
count your money in 20 years.
Yeah.
yes. If there's any parents that are watching this, please help your kids count their money. Please.
Please,
Because you
please,
can count your
please.
money. They need to know how to count their money.
Mm-hmm. But I was supposed to see you this evening. You gonna come on with Can Shop?
Oh, yeah, we got our show tonight at
Yeah.
9.
Well, I will see y'all then. I see you there, Lisa.
I will be there, baby. I will be there, honey.
All right, baby dolls. I
I
will see
love you,
you
Bye,
darling.
then.
y'all.
I
I
love
love you
y'all.
too. Have a
Take
good rest
care.
of the day.
You
All
too.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. So before we get up out of here, I did want to do some ratchet stuff real quick. Because there is a ratchet song on it. And I think this is like the ratchet summer anthem. And there is cuss words in here. So if you don't want to hear it, please cover your ears. But I seen this and I was like, now hold on now. What is going on here? Let's see if I can pull it up. Where is it? Oh, here we go. I thought this was funny, so I'm gonna play this and we're gonna get up out of here, y'all. All right.
They got your legs hold to, bitch. That's the same shit they got your baby daddy for. That's the same shit they got your legs hold to, bitch. That's the same shit they got your baby daddy for. Come outside, ho. Get up live, ho. Come outside, ho. Get up live, ho. Come outside, ho. Get up live, ho. Come outside, ho. Get up live, ho.
Y'all don't forget that we still got summertime coming. It is a ratchet summer coming. Okay. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know that we are having a heat wave down south, and it is so hot. It's about to be like 100 degrees here next week. And I posted this earlier today. I was like, this is what the summertime is giving. Like, come outside, ho. You want to hear some not so ratchet conscious music? Check out Coast Contra called So Let's see right now. Them is the people's parents who won't teach them kids how to count their money. They online telling these girls to come outside, ho. Mm-hmm. These are the same girls. Look.
They got your legs hold to, bitch.
Look at these girls. These are the ones who you got to keep calling their parents all the time because they out here doing this instead of teaching these kids how to tie their shoes, like Sassy Pete said, how to count money, how to help them do their homework because they online worrying about the baby daddy or whoever they're trying to get off live to come outside. So I wanted to end it with something light and funny, y'all. But I hope y'all enjoyed this live. So this is what our summer is up to. Yep, these are the ones. You are so Oh my God, when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, this is probably the same parents. So Deb, get off this live single, come outside.